Okay, that was pretty simple compared to the sort of thing that I would normally do. But think about this. That riff, that bit of riffing that I was just playing, is the backing to one of the biggest rockabilly songs ever that came out. Did you recognize what it was? Maybe, maybe not. But today we're going to take our second look at a few iconic rockabilly rhythms. These are the things that were perhaps happening in the background. I've sort of done some things that are a little bit more in the forefront, but today in particular, especially rhythm 1 and 3, you wouldn't recognize them if you didn't have the lead guitar going on or the vocals going on. But I think it's really important to look at these things as it's definitely overlooked big time. So today we're going to look at 3 particular rhythms as part 2 of my iconic rockabilly rhythm series, but I'm not going to give them all away. We're going to start with the first one. So that one that I was just playing there, you still haven't guessed what it is, or maybe you have. Bop A Lula. So that is actually Willie Williams on the guitar. Willie Williams, yes, I did say that right. And obviously that's a Gene Vincent song, so it's very rare that we would look at Gene Vincent without looking at Cliff Gallup, but that's not what we're doing today, guys. I've just made a great video, well, I think it's a great video, on Cliff Gallup's work on Peg of My Heart. It's beautiful single line mixed with rhythm kind of work. He would have probably been Willie Williams underneath that as well, playing guitar. So let's have a look at what was happening. It's not as easy as it looks. So even if you're a bit more experienced, just check it out. But if you're not, rest assured that this is something you want to be able to do as a guitar player. It's in fact possibly more important than being a lead player, as we're going to do more rhythm as a guitar player anyhow. So here we go. I'm just holding an E chord, right, and I strum. That's easy enough. You're probably familiar with an E chord. So 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. That was working 6 string down. Tab that to yourself. Or check out my Patreon, by the way. You can get the transcription on there. And in regards to this video and my last iconic rockabilly rhythm video, the last one has had 1,500 views plus in just over a month, which I'm really happy about. But I've only had 121 likes. Guys, please at least hit the like button, okay? That really helps YouTube know that you're watching and engaging with these videos, and it's not my parents just running the same video over and over again to get my views up. Thanks, Mum and Dad. Okay, so you strum, then we just relax our fingers. Now, this is the thing that makes it challenging. We strum, then we need to do this dead stride. Can you do that without trying too hard, or do we need to break it down? Let's break it down really quickly before we move on to the next thing. So what you actually want to do there, as you strum, as you swing upwards, we need to kind of flatten our fingers like that and bring the thumb over a little bit and just make sure we're killing all the strings. You also have to lift your shoulders like that to look like Willie Williams, because he's really into it. It's really cool. So, yes, when you're doing that, as you come up, just roll your fingers flat and relax them so they're all dead, and throw the thumb over the top, just like that. And now we're getting that pulse. If that's not natural to you, it's going to take practice. And yet we would not have even... Who's even heard of Willie Williams? Probably not many people. But to me, it's a really important part of that song. So that was the first rhythm, of course, when we're playing that. So we play through that E. Bop A Lula, she's my baby. Bop A Lula, don't you baby. Bop A Lula, she's my baby. B7, A7. Okay, and that's pretty much the verse. It stays on that E for a little bit before we go into the, well, I guess it's the chorus before we go into the verse. So, I didn't show you the A7. The A7 is 2 on the 4th string, 2 on the 3rd, 2 on the 2nd string, and that's an E, an A, and a C sharp, and then a G. That, guys, with the 5th string, A7 chord. Okay, so we strum that. When you hear that first change, we come back to the E. Then we do a B7, which is 2nd on the 5th string. That's a B. We've got a D sharp there. That's 1st fret on the 4th string. An A here. That is A on the 3rd string. 2nd fret on the 3rd string. B is the 2nd string open, pinky on the 1st string, 2nd fret. We'll come back to the A7. Okay, and then Now we're up to the verse. So this is the second rhythm that I want to look at today. With this one, we actually get a few beats of rest. We're not actually playing a chord. It's all just dead strikes. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. But let's get the essence of that rhythm, because it's actually going to be the beginning of the next thing that you're going to learn as well. So you may as well follow along here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, just like that. And that's the verse. That's the is the hang on. She's the I can't play and sing at the same time. This is why Gene Vincent probably stopped playing guitar. Well, I don't know if he was really playing guitar. I'm sure he was. I don't think those guys fully faked it. But now so that's that little rhythm there, and the reason I wanted you to hear that count is it's quite important, because on the and we want to come up, and that way we finish that passage on a down, which will be on a beat. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and that just makes a lot more sense. Okay, so that's rhythm 1. Rhythm 2, let me play it for you, and then we'll talk. So it goes. Did you recognize it? This one's a little bit more prominent, a little bit more obvious, but this is Bill Haley and the Comets' Rock Around the Clock, and that is Danny Cedrone on the electric guitar for that one. So I haven't done whatever you might do in the acoustic guitar track, maybe whatever Bill Haley was playing. Again, if he was actually, really playing something quite prominent, certainly looked good with that guitar. I'm not 100% sure. Someone out there might be able to educate me. Let me know in the comments if you know more. I am not a historian. I'm all about the playing. So, from here, I'll show you guys that intro, and the cool thing is it's the same rhythm we were using in Bop A Lula for the dead strikes in the verse. The first time around, there's no guitar, it's just sort of percussion. Dun-dun-dun. But that rhythm, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, okay? Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's the same thing that we just did. So, but this time around, you're actually going to be playing this A chord, 6 on the 3rd, that's a C sharp. We've got E on the 2nd string, we've got an A on the 1st string. That's a little A chord, guys. So we go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, like that. And then we actually do an inversion of that A up here. It's the D shape at the 10th fret there with the 3rd finger. You might put your 2nd on the 9th fret there on the 1st string, 1st finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string there. It's like that, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, or you can flatten across. That's what I tend to do. And then what we do is we go to an E shape, and we actually play a different rhythm. So it begins with 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that next rhythm for the verse of the song. So we've got the rhythm now for the intro. I'll just do that a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, da-ding-ding. That's obviously the percussion part. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your intro. So I really love the way that on the E chord it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, very clever. Whoever put this stuff together at the time, genius. It's why I think it's little elements like that are why you still know that song and you can hear those hits. It's very clever. So the next rhythm is to me, it's the real earworm, that. And I would say that that's really come from the big band era. It's not something that these guys created, but it's something that they've used in that rock and roll context really well. And that rhythm there, I did actually keep playing that A chord, but it's up here, by the way, guys. He's playing the A up here. In all those verses, he's not using that A, so my apologies there. So that rhythm there goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now, if the counting means nothing to you, if you find it really not helpful, just listen and listen and listen to that passage there. Just keep going back. It'll eventually stick in your head, and hopefully you'll be able to sort of mimic it by feel. Now, what is important in my opinion, though, is that you strum. Again, I always come back to this. Off the beat, you want to come up. Down the beat, you want to come down. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3. So we're going 1 up, 2, down, 4, down, up. Okay? Up, down, down, up. Up, down. Excuse me. Up, down, down, up. Okay, so really, that I think that strumming, the way you strum that, is really important. And even if the counting means nothing, it will help you develop a sense of off beats and on beats. So to play through that verse, that pretty much looks like this. You've got your A chord, but we also happen to use a D chord like this, which is 7 on the 3rd, 7 on the 2nd, D and an F sharp, and the A here on the 1st string at the 5th fret. And that is the D chord. We move that up 2 frets, and that's an E chord. Okay, and that will go like this. So we've got D, A, E, and back to A. Okay, and that's it. There is a slightly different rhythm later in the song, but we're not going to worry about that today. I kind of just wanted to touch on that verse, and we won't be looking at that. But you know what? Maybe if this video gets a couple more likes than 100 out of 1,000 views, maybe if we can get something more like 200 to 1,000 views, I'll do a tutorial on that solo, or some comments, some support, something. Show me something, subscribers, and maybe I can teach that. Next up, we have the final rhythm that I wanted to look at today, and this is neglected. And I don't know if I've ever seen anyone teach this, but Elvis played guitar. It wasn't fake, okay? Mum told me that no, he didn't really play. Wrong! You're wrong, Mum. Okay? He did play. I'm kidding. I'm not ever that aggressive with Mum or anyone. He did actually strum, and this is what he was doing. I've really had a good listen to the track, and he's doing this. By the way, you tell me which track it is. Maybe I should do the right key. You guessed it, or not, that's all right, mama. So, yes, it's not the most prominent feature of the track, and without Scotty Moore's guitar work or Elvis's singing, it's really kind of hard to recognize, but I still feel like it's extremely integral. And it's funny because it's not that what he's playing is super complicated, but it's also not that easy to replicate. So let me show you what he's doing. He's holding an A chord, so he's hitting the 5th string. He's strumming down up on the rest of them. Then he hits the 6th string, and he comes straight up on the rest of them and does down up. Okay, so down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, if you're being a real stickler and doing the Hank Williams thing, because think about the period, that's probably roughly where this sort of strumming would have come from. You know, you're listening to guys like Hank Williams and the... if you think about that period, that's kind of what he was assimilating at this point. But you can imagine jumping in the studio, all the energy, all the nerves. He was just having at it. And so this is kind of what you get. It's this. Imagine that the refined version would be 5th string, down, up, 6th string, down, up, perhaps even just a down, up. But he's kind of going... He's almost just swinging that hand and aiming loosely for the bass notes. So it's quite raucous and full on, and it's not really refined, but it's really cool, and it is real guitar playing. So we take that rhythm. That's alright, mama. That's alright, that's alright, mama. Any way you do. we take it to the D chord. Same thing. Hit the 4th string, down, up. Hit the 5th string, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And then we do the same thing with E. We hit the 6th string, strum down from the 4th. Hit the 5th string, down, up, down, up. And that's the pattern. So that's really cool. I actually got a lot of joy out of really listening to that properly and playing it. Instead of just breezing past what Elvis did on the guitar. Like, how is that? It's bizarre that it's not relevant. So, anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And, yeah, hit like, comment, make sure you ring the bell, all that stuff. I have to ask you guys to do so much. But there's so much that goes into making the video, so hopefully that it seems fair. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Who should I do for the next iconic Rockabilly rhythm lesson? Let me know. See you later.